Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time I post a new video. As you can see by the title of this video, I'm going to be doing my February TBR list. Woo! We made it to February, which is my birthday month, so I'm like so freaking happy. But anyway, I'm hoping to read all of these books in 28 days, so we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm going to start off with the book I didn't finish last month, which is How to Make Friends with the Dark. I'm hoping to finish this month, and I probably will. I most likely will finish this. So far, it's really good. I'm halfway through the book, so you'll be hearing a review on this soon on my Instagram, and if you're not following that, that's in the description box down below, so don't forget to follow that as well. Okay, for the next book we have If He Had Been With Me. If you see my last video, you know I didn't finish this for January, so I'm hoping to finish this month, and obviously my list is going to be a lot bigger this month, but I'm not sure if I'm going to finish all of these, so we'll see what happens. Alright, for the next book we have The Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, and this is the third book to the series. I showed you guys this when I did my haul of all the books I have, so I'm hoping to finish this. I started this series last year in summertime and I finished the first two, so I'm hoping to read this third one very soon. Okay, for the next book we have Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I am so excited to read this book. I mean so excited because I've heard so many good things about this book, so yeah, let me get into this. The second book actually comes out February 14th, I think. I'm not sure, but this is the first book to the series, so I'm hoping to read this very soon so I can get the second book. Okay, for the next book we have The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. This is part of the Dreamland Billionaire series, and there's 3 books to this series, I believe, and this is the first one to all of them, and I am so ready to read this, and I mean so ready. I'm excited. I am ready. This is the book I'm so excited to read that I could read it right now. Anyway, this book has been all over everything: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, even sometimes on my Snapchat. I don't even know how that even came about, but anyway, this book is like a world sensation right now, and I'm so ready to read this. I'm ecstatic. I can't wait to read this. I'm hoping it's really good, as said by many people, so let's get into this book very soon, and you'll be hearing about this in my review if I read it this month. Okay, for the next book we have When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. Now this is going to be my first book by a Black author. I know it sounds crazy, but this is obviously going to be that first one, and hopefully it's really good. I'm praying that it is, and I don't know why this is my first Black author. I have no clue, but it's Black History Month, so we about to get into those Black authors. We gonna get into that groove, y'all know what I'm saying? We're not playing. So this is that book, When No One Is Watching. It's based in Brooklyn, New York, and I can't wait to read it. Okay, and for the next book we have I Want to Die, but I Want to Eat Tteokbokki, and this is by Beak Sehee, and this is also recommended by BTS's RM, my favorite artist from BTS. Yay! Anyway, I can't wait to read this book. I'm so ready to read it. I think it's going to be a relatable book, no matter what nobody say. Even if it wasn't recommended by RM, I'd probably read it because I've heard good things about this book actually. So I'm definitely going to read it, and I want to read it even more because RM suggested it and he recommends this book, so that means it has to be good because RM only reads good books. Okay, I did not read the descriptions to all of you guys, so I'm going to read them right now because I realize that you probably don't know anything about any of these books, and if you're watching this video you're probably like, what do you mean you just want to read these but you're not going to tell me what they're about? So yeah, I'm going to do that right now. Here's all the descriptions for every book. Disclaimer, you guys, as you have seen previously, I suck at reading descriptions, but I thoroughly tried hard this time, so please stay until the end. I love you guys. Bye. Okay, the first description from the book I just finished, I Want to Die, but I Want to Eat Tteokbokki. The description says, psychiatrist. So how can I help you? Me. I don't know. I'm, what's the word? Depressed? Do I have to go into detail? And then it says, why are we so bad at being honest about our feelings? Is it because we're so exhausted from living that we don't have the time to share them? I have an urge to find others who felt the way I did, so I decided, instead of aimlessly wandering in search of these others, to be the person they could look for, to hold my hand up high and shout, I'm right here, hoping that someone would see me waving, recognize themselves in me, and approach me so we could find comfort in each other's existence. So that is the description for this book. For this description, When No One Is Watching, by Alyssa Cole, the description says, Sydney Green is Brooklyn born and raised, but her beloved neighborhood seems to change every time she blinks. Condos are sprouting up like weeds, for sale signs are popping up overnight, and the neighbors she's known all her life are disappearing. To hold on to her community's past and present, Sydney channels her frustration into a walking tour and finds an unlikely and unwanted assistant, her neighbor Theo. But Sydney and Theo's deep dive into history quickly becomes a dizzying descent into paranoia and fear. Their neighbors may not have moved to the suburbs after all, and the push to revitalize the community may be more deadly than advertised. When does coincidence become conspiracy? Where do people go when gentrification pushes them out? Can Sydney and Theo trust each other or themselves long enough to find out before they too disappear? This is a thriller, so I can't wait to read this one. Okay, and I'm gonna give you the description for the fine print. Rowan. I'm in the business of creating fairy tales, theme parks, production companies, five-star hotels. Everything could be all mine if I renovated Dreamland. My initial idea of hiring Zara was good in theory, but then I kissed her. Things spiraled out of control once I texted her using an alias. By the time I realized where I went wrong, it was too late. People like me don't get happy endings, not when we're destined to ruin them. Zara. After submitting a drunk proposal criticizing Dreamland's most expensive ride, I should have been fired. Instead, Rowan Kane offered me a dream job. The catch: I had to work for the most difficult boss I had ever met. Rowan was rude and completely off limits, but my heart didn't care. At least not until I discovered his secrets. It was time to teach the billionaire that money couldn't fix everything, especially not us. Giving tasty, giving spicy. I'm ready to read this. Okay, on to the description for Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. Bearded bad boy Barbara Knox prefers to live his life the way he takes his coffee, alone. Unless you count his basset hound, Waylon. Knox doesn't tolerate drama, even when it comes in the form of a stranded, runaway bride. Naomi wasn't just running away from her wedding, she was riding to the rescue of her estranged twin to Knockmount, Virginia, a rough around the edges town where disputes are settled the old-fashioned way, with fists and beer, usually in that order. Too bad for Naomi, her evil twin hasn't changed at all. After helping herself to Naomi's car and cash, Tina leaves her with something unexpected the niece Naomi doesn't know she had. Now she's stuck in town with no car, no job, no plan, and no home with an 11-year-old going on 30 to take care of. There's a reason Knox doesn't do complicated or high-maintenance women, especially not the romantic ones. But since Naomi's life imploded right in front of him, the least he can do is help her out of her jam. And just as soon as she stops getting into new trouble, he can leave her alone and get back to his peaceful, solitary life. At least that's the plan until the trouble turns into real danger. Alright, that's the one for this. Sounds really fun. I can't wait to read this one. Okay, now on to the description for the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation by Mojang Dongxi, and I'm going to read you the description. Shoot down the sun. The bloody war against the Wen clan and once led Wei Wuxian to seek power in demonic cultivation, and the dark acts he committed drove a wedge between him and Lan Wangji. Now those old sins come back to haunt him as his reincarnated identity is revealed to the cultivation world. But even as the other clans call for Wei Wuxian's death, Lan Wangji stands by him, making Wei Wuxian realize what he took for disapproval in the past might have been much deeper emotion. Now this is the third book to the series. This is where the romance really starts kicking in, so I can't wait to read this one. This is going to make me very happy to read the third one. Okay, on to the description for If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nowlin. If he had been with me, everything would have been different. Autumn and Finn used to be inseparable, but then something changed, or they changed. Now they do their best to ignore each other. Autumn and her boyfriend Jamie, and her close-knit group of friends. Finn has become that boy at school, and the one everyone wants to be around. That still doesn't stop the way Autumn feels every time she and Finn cross paths. And the growing nagging thought that maybe things could have been different. Maybe they should be together. And as time passes, Autumn realizes she might not get another chance to make things right before it's too late. Now, I already told you guys how I felt about this in my January TBR video. I'm kind of waiting. I don't know if I'm pushing it off because of the emotions I'm going to actually feel for this book, or it's because it's going to be overwhelmingly good. So we'll find out if I read this for real. Okay, so I already read you guys this description in my January TBR list video, but I'm going to read it again if you didn't see that video. This is How to Make Friends with Dark by Kathleen Glasgow. I'm just going to read the description to you. Tiger's life changed with a simple phone call. Your mom died. That's when darkness descended on her otherwise average existence. Tiger's mother never talked about her father, and Tiger has no other relatives to speak of, so her world is packed into a suitcase and she moves to foster homes. Then another, until hope surfaces in the shape of her sisters. Sometimes family comes in forms you don't recognize. But can Tiger learn to make friends with the dark before it swallows her whole? That's this one. This is very sad already. I'm already in the middle of this. I haven't cried yet, but I'm sure I will cry later. So yeah. Alright, you guys, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, please don't forget to comment a red heart emoji because it is February and it's the time of love.
Even though I don't have a relationship, so if you're single, we can be single together. That's fine.
And don't forget to follow me on all of my socials, which are linked down below, so you can stay tuned with everything that I do and everything that I read. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time I post a new video. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Mwah.